Hello there and welcome. In this episode I'm going to be sharing a bit of advice about what plants to keep in a sand aquarium. Now there's two main issues when planting in sand. The first is most of the plants that you try and put in there will just float away because sand doesn't really hold plants in place. The second would be sand is really good for fish to dig in, and a lot of the time the fish will uproot the plants and they'll end up at the top of the tank. So there are a few plants that I've had great success with in a sand aquarium, and most of them follow a similar rule, and that is they divide under the sand, and that is how they reproduce their plant. Also, they generally have large root structures which are fast growing. This helps to hold them in the sand. So there are three main plants that I nearly always use in sand aquariums. The first is Cryptocoron. It's dead easy to keep, and also it meets all of the criteria I described. Another one, very similar to Cryptocoron, is the Amazon sword. There are lots of different types of this, so getting a nice variety of shapes and colours won't be difficult. These have huge root structures which allows them to stay in the sand quite comfortably, even with burrowing fish. Another plant I've had great success with is Vallis. Now you wouldn't think so because it has a very small root structure, however it does reproduce really quickly, and it does this by sending off runners. These runners act as anchors, holding it into the sand. So it is actually a very good plant for sand aquariums. The final plant which I've had success with, which I wasn't expecting, is actually red tiger lotus. Now this does well in any aquarium really, but it does seem to do very well also in sand. It gives you a different shape and colour compared to the other plants I've mentioned, so it's worth adding. The next plants are a bit of a cheat really, because they are rhizome plants, ones that don't actually go into the sand, but you can still put them in a sand aquarium. And these are Anubia and Java Fern. So I hope this has been helpful. When you design your sand aquarium, you can certainly put these plants in without any worries. Thanks for watching, and happy fish keeping!